Hi, my name's Jasmine Hornby. I'm a student at Murdoch, and this is my student card here. And I am talking to you about a project that I did for assignment number 1 of my BUS363 Scaling Agile projects. It is a project that I based renovating our bathroom on. When I did the business model canvas, I wanted to do the whole bathroom, but we came up against a problem in that when we removed this bath and then poured the concrete, we had to let the concrete cure for 28 days, which impacted our whole project. So then I just had to hone the project down to the main reason why this project took us 10 years to start, and that was the removal of this bath. We never really knew how much of a kind of problem it would be, so because the bath sits high in a void, so we knew that when we removed the bath we would have this big gap in the flooring that we would have to then fill in with concrete. To help make this project safe, we planned for the safety aspects of it, especially because we were having tiles flying everywhere. So we had our glasses, our earmuffs, because it was actually very loud to bang the bath out, and enclosed shoes and long pants for any flying debris that might cause cuts or injuries. It was very loud, but it was very fun. I couldn't do a lot of it, so I needed the heavy-handedness of my husband, so we collaborated there, and yeah, it was pretty fun and very satisfying to be able to take out a long-standing bath that was no longer functional, and that we couldn't use and took up a lot of space in the bathroom. Next step of the process was to ensure that whatever cement that we were putting in was not going to sink eventually with the traffic and stepping on it. So we had to get rid of, we knew that the pad needed to be about 120 millimeters in depth. And what we noticed when we were at this process of clearing out the sand, getting to that 20 millimeters, is under the shower recess and also under the pad of the main bathroom, there was quite a bit of cavity, so a really dodgy job that had been done prior. So what we did is we brought in a consultant, which is my father, who's very knowledgeable when it comes to construction processes, and we talked it over with him about how we could make sure that this was a solid structure moving forward. We also needed to get some concrete, which I went to Bunnings to buy, as well as some buckets, because the other challenge that we had was how were we going to create a how were we going to mix what ended up being 2.25 cubic meters of cement. This is me here putting on Bondcrete, which is an adhesive, and it helps the new concrete stick to the old structures. And what we did in regards to mixing the concrete was we had a production line. So we brought in my daughter and she mixed the dry ingredients, and then I started adding the water, and I mixed in the first lot of the to make a wet mixture until I couldn't really move it anymore. And then that is what it looks like then, and that's what at the stage I passed it on to Marcus, who had a little bit more vigor about mixing it and was able to get it to a consistency that we could pour it in. What you see there is Marcus doing the plunging, and that's to get the holes out to ensure that there's no holes, and so it's as strong as possible. And there we're just smoothing over the top, and the process to do that is to also plunge a little bit as well, and it kind of makes the wet concrete wobble, and therefore the holes raise up, and then you smooth it out as well, so ensuring a sense of leveling. Just want to quickly talk about the optimization process. We did a really good job of optimizing the production line of mixing the cement, given that we didn't have a cement mixer. The cement mixer wasn't going to work in this case because, one, cement's super heavy and we wouldn't have been able to carry the cement mixer in through the house with a whole load, and it just wasn't financially feasible to get a cement mixer, to hire a cement mixer to do a job that we couldn't, to mix a large batch of cement for this type of project. And so what we did is we created that sort of 3 bucket tier line. If I was to look at the process again, I would then like try and devise a desktop cement mixer, something that could mix very well, 1 bucket at a time. That would be really good for this size project where you don't need a lot of cement mixing, but you still need it mixed properly. And then the other thing is that it would help for, you know, girls, older people, those that didn't have that brute kind of strength, to make sure there was that consistency, because at the end of the day it was 23 bags of cement that we had to mix, and that was a huge job for 3 people. And that's basically the end of my project.